Alright, so we're gonna get into this video real quick, so let me just get started by saying yeah, there's a lot to be said about Marvel vs. DC. There's no telling what could possibly happen. But I'm just gonna bring it right out there and tell you guys that the two Golly brothers who personify the DC and Marvel universes, they kind of became aware of the other's existence, and they kind of challenged each other into a series of duels involving like each universes and their respective heroes, and the losing universe would cease to exist. And that the story that had the out of universe component and the outcomes of the primary battles, they were kind of determined by the readers voting, so that was kind of their choice. And the numerous smaller story-driven I don't remember how to say the word, but the story-driven, they kind of occurred throughout the series. It was not counted with the primary duels meant to kind of determine the outcome between the brothers, which determined how good the comic book series really was. And there were like about 11 battles fought between the two universes, which was kind of pretty big for the characters themselves. So we're just going to kind of bring out those characters right now. So we went for Aquaman versus Namor, and Namor is Marvel, Aquaman is DC. Aquaman would win by crushing Namor with his whale. There's Elektra versus Catwoman, and Elektra won by making Catwoman fall out of the building. The Flash and Quicksilver. Flash won due to his superior speed, which means he was faster than Quicksilver, because Quicksilver was just he was a lowly person who had absolutely no life until his parents died, and then he went to Hydra for help, and they made a serum that created a superpower, and Quicksilver isn't exactly good at using his powers yet. He's kind of lost in his little world. It kind of depends on which universe you're talking about, whether it be X-Men or the cinematic universe, in which he's kind of older and he kind of died, so he got shot several times in Avengers. He died in Avengers Age of Ultron. Robin, who we know from Batman, and Jubilee. Robin won by using his cape as a decoy and then by tying up Jubilee. Silver Surfer, I kind of like him, versus Green Lantern. Silver Surfer would have won when both collided with each other and released a huge explosion which knocked out Green Lantern, but Silver Surfer was unfazed. Thor versus Captain Marvel, which is ironically from DC, which is really weird considering it's Captain Marvel, not DC. Anyways, Thor won when Captain Marvel was forced to change back to his alter ego, which was Billy, and Billy tried to change back, but Thor exerted control over him using the magical lightning, and resulting blow caused to his hammer to fly off and Billy to fall unconscious. And then there's a couple primary battles that went on, like Superman versus the Hulk. Superman kind of wins by one punch kick knockout of Hulk. And Spider-Man versus Superboy. I'm actually not really surprised that Superboy wins because of strength and because his anger issues. Our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is in the hospital. Batman versus Captain America. The match ends to an uncertainty, even though both are evenly matched after hours of combat, and suddenly flushing out of the sewer knocks Cap off balance. It kind of knocks him off balance, so yeah. And then Batman rescues Cap from the certain death via drowning, but condones or concedes that he lost in saving Cap. And then there's Wolverine versus Lobo, who I'm not really exactly sure who that is yet. I'll have to look him up. Wolverine beats Lobo in a brutal bar fight, which was largely off panel. And then there's lastly Storm versus Wonder Woman, after Diana drops Thor's hammer in order to allow the fight to happen as it was intended. Storm wins the battle after repeatedly hitting Diana with her lightning after a brief melee encounter. So then there's a whole bunch of the collection edition, which I'm not going to get into But yeah, that pretty much covers all of the what would pretty much happen if they were to face off with these characters. So yeah, that pretty much puts it all into perspective as to which team would win. And in this case, if I was looking at this right, I would say Marvel would win by I'm trying to look and see what the best possibility would be. In the end, Marvel wins because Captain America's little movement after Batman decided to save him made it an even Captain won. So therefore, Marvel will win by a hair. And that is about it for this video. If you like this video, be sure to leave a big thumbs up down below. With that being said, my name is Steven, and I'll see you guys in the next one.